You're the kind of person that gets easily offended when the truth is revealed to you and you're learning English, you're thinking why you're not having any progress, especially if you have been listening to all my suggestions and especially if you're taking our lessons. You want to hear this truth. And if you're the kind of person who cannot handle it, then don't watch this video because I'm going to be very real in this video and tell you guys exactly why a lot of you fail. And I'm going to put all the blame on you. So get ready. Here's the thing. The blame should be shared in some cases. Sometimes humans make mistakes. Our teachers are not 100%. Of course, teachers sometimes make mistakes. Of course, my YouTube channel, whatever I post here, it's not foolproof. It works for a lot of people, thousands of people, and I'm so grateful to all of you for all your comments and feedback, but it doesn't work for everybody. So there's always something that we can take a blame on. But this video, I'm gonna put all the blame on you guys, especially the softies, especially the ones who are too scared to roll up their sleeves and actually do some work. Majority of you, I commend you for all your hard work. The way you do the lessons, the way you look at the YouTube videos and comment, and the way you understand things is phenomenal. And if you're one of those people, you probably score really well and improve your English. But for people who do not improve their English, there are a few things that you do which makes you a very lazy person, which makes your approach very negative, and these are the reasons why you fail. So let's get real, let's talk about it and bring this out in the open. The first thing is, when we teach English, a lot of my lessons, especially when we talk about pronunciation, English pronunciation, American accent, we tell students you have to repeat yourself. There is no other way you're going to improve yourself unless you have repetitions. We have a course specifically, and if you want that ebook, it costs $19.99. Email me, link is in the description. It's a pronunciation ebook. One really important thing that is emphasized by the teacher in that ebook again and again and again is repeat everything, all the words that I'm giving you in this worksheet 10 times. Record it. Okay, record everything 10 times. Every pronunciation, every word 10 times. And repeat this again for the next day and the next day and the next day and for 2 weeks. You have to do this for 2 weeks. So this repetition exercise is called drilling. What this does is if you repeat everything 10 times for 14 days, you have 140 attempts on 2 weeks. In 2 weeks, you have that duration where you're building a habit. If you take a break in between, you lose the habit. If you take 2 days in between off, it's further damaged. So what people do is, how many of you actually do that? Like how many of you actually would repeat a mistake 10 times for 14 days nonstop? Very few. Let me tell you, it's like 3%, not even 3, maybe 1%. Those 1% people improve so much more than you can ever imagine. If you're not there in that 1%, you have no idea what you're missing. Those 1% people who actually follow these suggestions and do this consistently without complaining, without whining, without excuses, without saying I have this to do, or my kid is having this, or I have this thing at work, without any excuses, they stay up at night, they wake up early and actually do assignments like these, intense assignments, they improve drastically. And you're missing out if you're not one of them. The same thing we do in grammar mistakes, in correction. So when we have classes where we give you grammar or speaking feedback, we tell you, hey, this mistake was there last week. It was there the week before. It's still there. So your mind is not able to register this mistake. How you can fix it is correct the mistake. So repeat the correction 10 times. Let me give you an example to make it clear to you. If someone says she say, it should be she says, okay? The teacher will tell you, repeat this 10 times. She says this, she says this, she says, she says. It could be a writing assignment, write it 10 times. It could be a speaking assignment, say this 10 times. Do this for 2 weeks. We guarantee you, there's a 99% chance your mistake, whatever this mistake is, will go away forever. If you have multiple corrections, do the same thing with every single correction. How many students actually do it? 1%. How many actually improve? 1%. The 99% are full of excuses, full of, I have this on my schedule, I have that on my schedule. Sometimes you guys pay a lot of money for these lessons and you still don't do homework and you want to improve and you don't know why you're not improving. This is why. When you actually don't do the repetition, it's not something intense, it's something that is required. If you come to us, if you come to any institute where you know that the values that we have, they work, the lessons that we have, they work, we're going to tell you steps that have worked for students for years, even before us, even companies who have replicated the same thing. What has really been the success formula? If you think your English is weak and you want to improve it, it won't be overnight. It won't be magically. You have to put in the work. We cannot go there and do the exam for you. You have to realistically roll up your sleeves and get the work done. So repetition is one of the things where people slack off because it's such a hard thing to do. Now, some other things which are not that hard, let's talk about them too. When we talk about speaking, a lot of times we mention to the students, and you can do this even if you're not taking classes, what we mention is record yourself. Okay, when you record yourself, you listen to yourself as well. When you listen, you note down your mistakes. Many times we can figure out our own mistakes even without a teacher. The teacher tells you more, but many times we can do it on our own because we hear native speakers, we hear ourselves, we see the difference, we see the problems in our grammar as well. How many people actually do it? 1% probably, or actually, 5% do it, but 1% do it consistently, I would say. How many people improve? About the same. So very few people would take the initiative because so few of you are actually self-motivated to take action. Unless there's a teacher, unless there's an exam, unless you have an immigration deadline, you will not do it. And that's why you do not improve. So when we say record your speaking, listen to it and find out errors, do it. Do the thing that we're telling you because it will improve you. It is proven. It's not a magical technique. It's not a mystery. It's not something that hasn't been solved before. People who do this succeed. They get phenomenal results, and you will too if you actually put in the work like those people. Another thing we say with speaking is write it down. So if you have done your speaking, you have recorded it, write it down on a software like Grammarly. When you do that, you will see the grammar mistakes you're making. That will help you avoid the grammar mistakes while you're speaking the next time. And once again, the same rule applies with all mistakes. Whatever you see on Grammarly, whatever mistakes you see in writing and speaking, repeat everything 10 times for 14 days, okay? Will you do it? It takes guts. It takes guts to find that time to actually do it, to be self-motivated. But I'm sure even after this video, maybe I'm just going to motivate another 5% of you. 90% of you are still not going to do it because the reality is life comes, life happens, and people are full of excuses. I hope you're not one of those people, and I hope you can actually do homework like this. Another thing we say is, with speaking, when you want to practice by yourself, play a video of a native speaker. So the YouTube page I love this page actually, is TED Talks. Use TED Talks. Listen to a native speaker. Listen to them speak for 5 seconds. Pause that video. Open up your sound recorder. Speak after the native speaker. Speak the same way as the native speaker has spoken. 5 seconds, the speaker, 5 seconds of you. Play the video again, another 5 seconds. Then you, another 5 seconds, and 5 seconds, and 5 seconds. Do it for 2 to 3 minutes. Now play that recording. Compare yourself with the native speaker. Do you sound like that better or worse? Most likely, if English is not your first language, you wouldn't sound like the native speaker, but that's where you can continue this exercise. Play it, record it, play it, analyze it, and get better. People who actually do this, they're immigrants. People who do this are immigrants who come here and start doing this exercise that we recommend. They sound like native speakers within a few months. And yeah, it takes a few months. It doesn't take a few weeks or days especially. It takes a few months. So you got to do this practice for a few months. If you're in classes, we have a team. We have a teacher who's constantly going to motivate you. That's where the value of classes comes in as well. But if you really think you're a self-motivated individual, do it yourself. It's going to be so hard. It's going to be so hard for you to have this optional thing to record and practice by yourself. And that's why you're probably never going to improve. Again, only 1% of you will actually do it. And if you do, results will be phenomenal. Consistency is important. Practicing your homework, putting in the hours, all these things completely change the way your English is and how it is supposed to be. People who actually follow these recommendations do really well. So if you think spending 15 minutes a day on watching my YouTube videos and just going through them, or having another few minutes of homework will help you, it doesn't work that way. Once again, the title of this video is Don't Be a Wuss. You can be so much better. You can actually put in the hard work and reap the benefits of that. What I recommend is, whatever you're practicing, either it's CELPIP, IELTS, English, TOEFL, SAT, whatever it is, you want to set a timeline every day, every freaking day. Take 1 day of break only. 6 days you should work. Human beings are meant to work 7 days, basically. We used to hunt in the past 7 days a week without excuses. We didn't, not hunt a deer for our family because we were lazy. No, we hunted deers, we hunted animals all our lives. We're meant to work. So 6 days, don't whine, don't be a wuss, don't complain. Work 6 days a week. 2 to 3 hours a day should be set for your English practice specifically. Consistency is important because we are building a habit. We're building a habit with your tongue movements, with your memory, with the way you analyze, interpret, and speak and communicate your language, your English language. It cannot happen overnight, and it does take hard work. Are you committed enough? Can you actually do that hard work? It's up to you to decide. The final thing I'm going to say is I'm not going to call this, I'm not going to call this a wuss move or a move that softies take, but I will warn you, because even today I got at least 4 emails. These people, these students, I've talked to them before, and I've told them about our lessons and about our promotions. They failed their exams. I think the results came out this week sometime. And they said, okay, you know what? We failed. It's been thrice we've failed. We need to take lessons. Why do you have to fail 2 or 3 times to take lessons? Why do you have to spend $1,000 or so in materials and booking, waste 2 or 3 months of your life, and then take lessons? This is another thing. It takes courage to invest in yourself, to invest in lessons, to learn, set time for it, make a schedule, and develop consistency. That also takes guts. Few people take it. And you know what? What happens with these people who actually take lessons after failures, they don't have failures anymore. Are you going to be able to be bold enough to make that decision? If you are, link is in the description. We have some of the best teachers at the best rates available right here at 8 Set Education. I hope you like this video. Please like, share, and subscribe. I'll talk to you soon. Take care.